What's going on, guys? Demon King X17. I've cleared out the Epic Raid store. I have cleared the event quest up until 2 million. So I'm just going to clear these accessory tickets and then I'm going to move on to the summons. I should have in the region of about 40 to 50 BBS tickets, event 5-star ticket, and step 3, which, unless I pull any new characters, is going to be my last step until Senkaimon, which is in 6 days. 5.5-ish. We'll do this first because we're not going to get a 5-star. It's not going to happen. We got one. I mean, it's alright. It's alright. We can live with it. He's the one I wanted least out of that banner. We'll move. It's a new character. Don't get those. Are you kidding me? That's, ascension fodder. Could be a 5, probably isn't. Solid BBS ticket is never going to be a 5. This will be a duplicate and it will make me very unhappy. I'm not going to look for this one. Sounds like Retsu. Yeah, she is. She's... It's not worth it. I'm never gonna use her. It's not only getting very difficult to play this game, it's becoming very much more difficult to log in at all. A lot of the guild has expressed this. It's a point most of us are at with this game, sadly, where we pretty much just log in for guild quest, and outside of that, maybe 5 days of the month, which is the 2 days the event quests come out, 2 days of the bonus event quests get released, and Senkaimon. Outside of that, people don't. We just we just can't be bothered because there's nothing to make us play the game. PvP is boring at best. It's pretty much unplayable now if you're facing a Yama. You know, even Yamas with a level 1 attack are just destroying. So if you don't have him, you're kind of fucked. And yeah, I don't really know what else to really say. It's the game's gone. It's been on a massive downhill for a significant portion of time anyway. It's just at a point now where there's really no one that wants to play this. And it's the developers that have done that. They've not listened to fans. They've given us stuff we don't want. You know, Arena had the potential to be amazing, but then you're not really facing each other. You're facing bots of each other. The mode itself is just terrible to play. They took the tickets away from the shops, so there's really no reason to play. You don't get orbs beyond a certain point. There's no reason that you should be playing that game mode. PvP, the rewards, I stand by the fact that they're awful, genuinely terrible. When you do this, I guarantee you that when I click on Season League, it won't be a thing yet. Previous, I did not enter. I didn't play a game. I didn't play a single game. It's not worth. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the money you spend. If you buy the gold license, that is. And like I said, Brave Battles, I stand by the fact that the rewards aren't worth it. You'll notice I'm saying that while I'm 7th in the league. I didn't play at all last week, so I just burned through my tickets at the start of this game week, and that's where I'm at. I will look at the rewards here. And it is laughable, really. So let's just say 3rd, because most active players are going to be in 3rd. If you somehow finish 1st, you get that. But then you're pretty much everyone's getting this one, which is just realistically it should be tiered a bit more than that. It shouldn't just be the top 10 players get stuff and then everyone else is. You can suck it basically. Like here you get up to 50. I mean, I'm probably gonna get one of these two. Not really. There's no difference between these two. Like, if you finish 50th, you're basically getting one more ticket and 100 medals. And the medals you can exchange for nothing at this point. You know, like anyone who's been watching my channel will know, if you have somehow been watching my channel for a while. I've been playing this game since like day 2 of global launch. Every single one of these characters, including the 4 stars, I have maxed out. Every last one of them. Materials. If you're buying materials from the shop, just you're wasting your time. These, if anyone has used rare medals on these, just please delete the game. Just delete the game. This is the only thing worth it, and you basically get one a month, which is a bit shit, but it is what it is. That I think is far too high a price. It shouldn't be 1,000, maybe 500, considering the amount of times you can exchange it. unless you're in one of the top leagues and finishing in one of the top positions, you are not getting enough to get that once a month. This just, yeah, Chronicle Quest. I have not claimed these orbs, which I will do at some point, but the fact that you can get 2 sets of orbs from this and then no orbs from these 2 is a bit of a shambles. Just a bit. As for the epic raids, if you haven't played the epic raids this time around, the lowdown is Yoruichi is pretty easy, but you do need the Renji pet because you will need to do shield damage. And while at this difficulty, one person having the shield pet, which is usually me, is enough, in Awakened you will need, I assume her pet does shield damage, but you will need her pet. Otherwise, one person won't be able to break the shield by himself, unless an Awakened character is someone with a 50-hit vortex. The Rukia raid, you do need this pet or her pet, which I'll probably claim once I clear the other difficulties. And again, it's not much different in any sense. Hers was destructible object damage, probably plus 10 at max. If you have good characters and good players to play with, you generally don't even trigger those, so that's pretty handy. I have most of these bonus characters. I'm only missing him, her. I think I have her actually. Do I have her? No. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, I pulled this Cersei, which you may or may not have seen. It's I don't know how to feel about it really. She's got a good kit, but she's not going to get used. This Uryu has surprisingly got one of the most strong kits in the game, but he's never going to get used because of the banner he came out in and the mere association with let me just, we'll get to it. Maybe an album. Yeah, the mere association with that character. This. I'll let you in on a small secret, which is the guild's Tierlist, which I and several other members of the guild compiled just a few short weeks ago. It doesn't include the mid-month characters, it doesn't include the end-of-month characters. So we start with tech, and when it loads, that is your tech tier list. Now, the thing with our tier lists is we don't base them on 1 out of 5, 0 transcendence. It is based entirely on the guild. So most of us are players that have been playing for a long time. We play at a high level. We're a consistent A2 guild, top 100 finishes. And most of us have a lot of these characters at 5 out of 5. We transcend most of our units. So you'll see a lot of characters in this list a lot higher, based purely on that fact. It's also based on multiple game modes. It's based on usability in general or auto-win potential. So that's why you're going to see some decent characters that are limited, ranked lower than premium characters, because we'll have those premium characters 5 out of 5. For example, Tech Soifon, TLA Soifon over here. is, being honest. If it was 1 out of 5, she'd probably be exclusively a Link at this point, because her usability is quite low as a 1 out of 5 unit with 1 SP. But because most of us have a 5 out of 5, and she's a 14 recharge Link, and with obviously the new updates, you can actually have her hitting nearly as hard as everyone else. She's up there for that reason alone. So tech, it's pretty scarce. We've got one character in God tier, and then it's literally the sharpest drop in quality into S tier. It's pretty nuts quite how sharp that drop is. So the characters are ranked on that basis. Absolute ass, you'll notice who the bottom character is. We do try to rank within the tiers, the characters. So God, S, and pretty good tier are all ranked from top to bottom. Everyone else is just sort of ranked, but pretty much not, unless they're right at the bottom. Exclusively a Link is the top's ordered, the bottom's not really ordered. Absolute ass. If you're at the bottom of Absolute ass, just don't use that unit. Guild Quest and PvP are characters that pretty much solely have a use in those game modes. Killers for that, abilities for that. So for that reason, they're not gonna be able to be ranked on the higher tiers, I guess. Couldn't get my words out then. Speed. This is pretty easy. The surprise inclusion you'll see is White Ichigo and Dark Ruki at the top. Personally, I haven't used White Ichigo much, but the guild was pretty much adamant that he was a god tier unit. New Jushiro is fantastic. For the hard content, he is pretty much broken. Aaron Yero ranks a lot higher than a lot of other units, and that was a bit of personal bias because I have him 5 out of 5. But aside from that, yeah, this one's pretty solid. It's pretty obvious to see who belongs where. Not as many absolute ass characters here. Definitely not, any characters that we genuinely hate using and just wouldn't use. Speed overall is a pretty good attribute. Then we get to power. We've got a meme tier here for the first time. Don Panini, of course. If you know, you know. And the Ultimate All-Rounder, which is a nice little meme. But then below that, power, genuinely speaking, S tier and God tier do have the shortest drop from quality. For example, Lily is right at the top of S tier, but he could quite easily make it into God tier. In terms of PvE usability, I'd say he's more usable than Rukia. Rukia, I find, doesn't deal as much damage, especially in Guild Quest. You can't really get fast clears with her unless you have at least 3 out of 5 with level 10 slots, so that's a bit annoying. And yeah, everything else. That Hikone is, I've said this before and I'll say it again, genuinely one of the best units in the game. They absolutely destroy Soul Reapers. The amount of weakening they trigger is ridiculous. This Aizen here would be higher, quite frankly, because everyone has him 5 out of 5. But I think just in terms of the characters that Power has got over the past year or two, it'd be hard to justify having him any higher than that. Moving into this one, we've got the Drip God, another meme tier, but that's just because he's riding around in a car, and for that reason alone, he's above everyone else. But then, yeah, the rest of the tier list is pretty self-explanatory. Etrad belongs there and there alone because he's genuinely not usable in his own Senkaimon floor when he's got all the bonus damage, so that's quite telling into how bad he is. Seriously, you'll see there, I always argue about this one, but that Gremmy, his first strong attack is genuinely the worst thing for him. If he had a beam, I think he'd be an S tier unit, maybe even push into God tier. But this, they let Shunsui down with this one. They let Shunsui down. He's not great to use. He's got a nice beam, but his normal attack and his vortex is clunky. So we're just not going to talk about that. This Ichigo, which is, we'll say it outright, he's a watered down version of Ichigod. But most of us at this point have him 5 out of 5, and he is still genuinely a fantastic tier unit. So that's why he goes into God, because of that. Noel, no one needs to discuss that. Noel's a fantastic unit that hits like a fucking truck. So this one, there was a lot of debate and argument over this one, and for good reason, because you'll notice one inclusion that is bound to surprise some people, which is Mugetsu in God tier. Now, at this point, like I said already, a lot of people have him 5 out of 5, and considering he's useful in 2 guild quests, he is still a very good unit. If beginning to get a little outdated, he does belong in that tier based on those principles. This Neutra can fuck off. That flaw genuinely annoys me. And again, with this one in the absolute ass, the only units in there are outdated units. There's no one in there that genuinely you just hate using, any new units. And there's a lot of links for this one. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think that Heart has the best links. Full stop. You got 225 links, one of whom is quite useful for guild request, and you've got the best selection of PvE links across the game. 14 recharge and 16 full stam, 14 recharge and 16 strong attack, 25 strong attack and 10 recharge. It's amazing. It's genuinely brilliant. And if I had that Aizen, I'd be clearing all game content. But I feel like I missed an attribute. I didn't miss an attribute, but that's it really. Yeah, we pretty much said it there. And that's, yeah, just justifying it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. We went through the tier list. I'll show you. We'll get some cameos in here, why not? Where do you start saying it? There we go. We've been saying this for a while. This is what I like to call the Holy Trinity. Joe, I've got a lot of love for Joe. Wang's the leader. And there's what I said at the start of the video, really. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Take care and peace.